Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, living, and amazing, spectacular, wondrous, almost magical Propagandacast from me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, here of Psych Defender of the Fatherland, off you to a glorious 1v1 on Crossroads Winter. And the north of the cheese Tonkatsu, fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, the glorious heroes of Stalingrad? Probably not that one. Anyways, taking on the role here of the 7th Mechanized Corps with airborne troops tactics, guard motor coordination tactics, and urban defense with double infantry mines. Best in south, it is Paul.A.D. fighting for the Oberkommando, Germany, Deutschland. Das Vaterland's next finest. Taking on the role here of the... let's just go with 1st Panzer Division here, featuring elite armored, Luftwaffe ground forces, and Feuersturm. With Panzer Forballers in action, for double infantry, we got a Kuban full to start here versus double conscripts there for cheese Tonkatsu. And as always, a big hearty thanks to the Propagandacast's mighty patrons, supporters, these heroes, these champions who keep me in the business. Big thanks to you, and other people can join the ranks as well by pledging on Patreon themselves. I'm certainly earn my heartfelt thanks, or you can just donate. Links in the description. And finally, comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button, all that jazz. The YouTube algorithms, you know, don't break my kneecaps. Trouble comes there for cheese Tonkatsu, heavy western focus here by Paul, with a full squad being headed eastwards here. Sturmpionier leading the way, crawling through the terrain. Sturmgewehr's clenched tight. Yes, there you go. Conscript caught. Sturm going to there's opening up there, barking away. Hot letters. The conscript falling back here. Knowing he can't win at close range at the same time. He can't win with this either, since the conscript can't fight, you know, backwards. So they're just taking a lot of shots from the conscripts. Sturmpioneers here. Rob doesn't do that. In fact, another squad ring in there, which is what he needs to do. But then Paul just pulls away the Sturmpioneers. So it's just the Kuban here in the west. Good work there. So now the Sturmpioneers get swarmed, they get overwhelmed, and with that their luck kind of run out. They have to go back here. I think they have to go back fairly soon, conquering up against the Kuban in the west. Sturmpioneers are doing what they can. They are low on health, at least getting there. More folks of that there for Paul.A.D. Eastern Cup on hit. They're disrupting cheese Tonkatsu's fuel lines. Kuban here fighting away. They're getting another kill there with the MD-34 mounted on the back there. Gunner Ludwig there keeps pressing that trigger as they get hit by an anti-tank grenade. And you swing up the carve point. Kuban is going to go down. We got a truck out there for Paul. We get Luftwaffe ground forces. 2nd Fallschirmjäger Division has second a company to support the 1st Panzer Division's actions here. Eastern points are being seized, ground points in the east, and certainly by 1945, the Fallschirmjäger for the most part basically just elite infantry that was sort of attached wherever needed. Could be quite good course defensively to hold out against large numbers. Though worth noting, as the war went on, there was an increasingly large amount of Fallschirmjäger division raised, and a lot of those were not what you'd consider elite grade, though in fact mostly Volkskammer divisions in all but name. Little fun fact there. One hand gun off against the conscripts, burning away there with the Brandhandgranate, which was an incredibly rare weapon for the Germans. In fact, while they certainly had a tendency to go for like, you know, complicated weapons, in this case they just mass-produced Molotovs of their own, like literally. They were just in dark green bottles, you know, effectively beer bottles, but they're actually produced for this purpose. Maybe they just used beer bottles, I don't know, but basically dark green bottles, either with like a storm match or, you know, a trigger like, you know, Stillhandgranate, and you used to, you know, toss them and set it off there. So, little fun fact, and I typically find is one of those things tend to get overlooked a lot there, just like the Germans mass-produce their own Molotovs. Going for the carve point here. Back here, nothing going on there for Paul. He's down in just 2 Volkskammerdies. Why is he planning here? Is a flag craft exactly planning to go for Fallschirmjäger here versus cheese Tonkatsu, and we've got like a lot of infantry out in the field here. Paul is just fighting with 3 infantry squads here. Don't worry, men, each one of you, except you for Fritz, have versed 5 of those Russian bastards. So don't worry. It couldn't be like have more men here, Herr Oberleutnant. 9. They're off doing more important things. Like what? Not getting killed. Grab the southern point in the east. Does seem like here Paul is going to go for a Fallschirmjäger build here. And there you go. We call in the 1st Fallschirmjäger squad here. Sturmpionier closing in mentioned 2. They need to retreat though. They are definitely doing their part for Das Vaterland. And there you go. Engineer squad gets wiped, but he might lose the Sturmpioneers return, which definitely not going to get up there. Fallschirmjäger stopping him around the carve point there. Landing in there with the FD-42s and their Kar-98Ks. Conscript moving there, got the flamethrower in hand. Still does slow down cheese Tonkatsu there in the early game with the tech. Meanwhile, here folks are setting up, but yeah, very sort of aggressive Fallschirmjäger strategy. Not something to use for, well, hopefully very obvious reasons, and again, it does require you don't have a lot, and then push for the Fallschirmjägers. Again, Fallschirmjägers are good, but they do also require you now to make the best use of cavalry attacks, and else they can quickly bleed you out. Still, fast up as the conscripts, they are quite potent, since a bit like Pantheon these, they are quite good against the conscripts, but again, most players just don't bother rushing for them. But Paul.A.D clearly here has other plans. Plans to earn medals, while keeping, you know, paychecks low. Troops there, got medal supplies down there. Okay, I'm guessing he's planning a flak half-track then? Well, that's because he just wants to get out a second Fallschirm squad as fast as possible. He's willing to go for that. In which case, yeah, 4 Fallschirmjägers out here in the early game. Definitely tactically and strategically very aggressive. Like, again, these are elite assault infantry units. But again, kind of on the expensive side. And again, timing-wise, they're a bit awkward. But again, you just don't see it a lot here. But Paul is going for it. He is going for it very aggressively. It's very impressive for sure. But definitely, you know, just not what I'm used to seeing from the Oberkommando West. But there you go, Fallschirm champion entry forwards the counter in case they're cutting down the Engineers, and Tonkatsu could stand to lose another Engineer squad within a matter of moments. Fallschirm got to get control of the flamethrowers there, moving in. Second Fallschirm to support the first one, again forming up a very strong fire team here for Paul.A.D with a total of 2 Fallschirms. And they can lay down some serious firepower against the conscripts. So again, at this point in the fight, not really prepared for this. As you can see, they're just getting gutted. Since the FT-42 is basically being treated as like a much better assault rifle in the game. Technically, it was sort of meant to be like a mix between a light machine gun and a basic, you know, bolt action rifle, what you'd call a battle rifle in a sense there. And generally, they won't equip an entire unit with them. They just like, you know, they have like a light machine gun effect for the team there. It's a little fun fact there, though. Still, it does give Paul.A.D some significant assault firepower, particularly also compounded with the Sturmpanzer. He's got like 3 assault squads with like, you know, pretty heavy punches against, you know, Tonkatsu with the conscripts. Who's probably a bit wondering how exactly he's supposed to deal with this one, because he's not going to max him anytime soon. He's rushing for the T-70 on half-track perhaps, both of which are probably going to be very crucial there as the Fallschirmjägers. So there you go, conscript being hammered over the 2 Fallschirmjäger squads here. Tang into them. Colloquially by many of their opponents known as the Green Devils. At least on the east-western front. I know the Serbs call them the Green Devils as well, they just call them the Green Bastards, or whatever they want to call them there. But they've kind of got a full conscripts, burn them up here. So far, Tonkatsu there is definitely struggling under Paul.A.D's Fallschirmjäger Sturm. Advancing up, we got 7 kills on that one, 4 kills on the other. Next, be careful not to push his Fallschirmjägers too far either. They might be elite, but they're not Ubermensch. Despite what the propaganda wants you to believe. Grab the southern point here. Tankovic come out. Oh, he didn't finish it. Oh, balls. Jeez, Tonkatsu, you back it up. There's folks digging in the north here. So far, Paul.A.D's leading nicely. We got the Kenref on the way. He's obviously worried about light vehicles and armor, since the Fallschirmjägers, having, you know, been nerfed, losing the access to the Panzerfaust, are going to be quite exposed. Sturmpanzer with the conscripts here. Engineers sitting out there for Tonkatsu. Folks holding up there. Could also begin equipping them with assault rifles. I imagine we'll also be seeing some relatively fast taking from Paul, simply so he can like unlock the FT-42s, like the remaining FT-42s and the Fallschirmjägers. Going for the cop on there. Tonkatsu, of course, looking to disrupt here Paul.A.D, and of course ensure he can't, you know, turn all these Fallschirmjägers into some very fast tanks as well. He still hasn't finished that one. He's going for another Engineer squad. Probably figuring that if he retreats the Engineers, he's going to lose field line presence and tempo versus Paul.A.D, and he's not willing to sacrifice that. Not against these fascist swine. Fallschirm engaging here. One Engineers almost done there. 4. Tonkatsu and Engineers laying down mines. Staying in the west car point. This coming for the fuel point here. Sunshine attack here against Paul.A.D again. Like once they've had to retreat the Fallschirmjägers, there's not really a lot to hold up against all the conscripts. So it's a bit, you know, like, you know, high yield, but also high get your ass kicked if you're not careful sort of strategy. Since again, like, you know, with the Fallschirmjägers punching weight, you're going to make some easy progress, but again, the rest of his forces aren't quite suited enough for holding the ground there against what Tonkatsu's launching at him. But there you go, veterans one gain on the Fallschirmjäger squad there, second one there closing in as well. Got Sturm minesweepers out there, and we got the second truck ready. Probably going to set up around here for the Schwerer Panzerhauptquartier. Bit risky, don't need to be mindful about that. Engineers routed, spot laying down mines. Certainly confirming here that Paul.A.D had a good idea to be suspicious about a mines and went for the support package. Schwerer Panzer quarters up there, which of course means you can then shortly upgrade here with the FD42 package, or the additional FD42 package. The remaining, I really dislike this kind of upgrade because, like, how do you describe it in an easy manner? Because it's like they already got two, so that's like the remaining one. God damn it, Relic. Anyways, ground the center point, you're cutting off as well there. But why did it specifically? 10 kills on that one. Doing their part for Deutschland. Comes the full communities, fights with this as well. T-10 on the way there for Cheese Tonkatsu. That's a problem there for Pauline with a single Kettenwerfer. And now this is up. He can begin upgrading his Fallschirmjägers with the remaining FT-42s. Which just sounds weird, you know, the remaining ones. But did they forget some back at base? Yeah, we forgot some back at base for KV Elite, but we apparently really forgetful. One time we even forgot all the Panzerfass, and we still haven't found them. My God, you forgot all the Panzerfass? Yeah. We still can't locate them. We even tried with some mothers. They can't find them either. FT-40's then getting the conscript. Be careful, that squad that is definitely being pushed too far there. Nice use of the blend cover, those sneaky there. So we got one squad equipped with the remaining FT-42s. Close with the T-70. Car point a hit, and again, good struck away there by Cheese Tonkatsu. Comes flying up there, half 8 to 50 feet. The flame first ever giving us some extra punch here. But there you go, launching attack here. Be careful over there, you go going for the Fallschirmjägers, burning them up here with the flamethrower. Very good. Got the blend cup off again though, and comes from flank, but I'll take damage from the blend cupper's caustic smoke. Colonel Trinksturm moving out. Probably wants to be careful out in the T-70. West side, we've got the folks with the conscripts. More infantry moving in there. Schwer Panzer quarters is authorized, but still some time here for Paul.A.D to get out the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Versus Cheese Tonkatsu. Could actually begin taking up. He's also yet to go for Doctrine. But it's worth noting here. We are in fact the 12-minute mark, and Cheese Tonkatsu remains without Doctrine. Without a plan, it seems. Well, he probably has the plan, he's just not telling. But Commander, what is your plan? Don't worry, I know the plan. But yes, but what about the rest of us? I don't trust you. You could tell the fascists. Or worse, the NKVD. But why wouldn't they want to know? Are you hiding something? Yet. Accept success. Maxim on the way there. And we got Orbison as well. There's a pretty heavy, like, elite infantry build there from Paul.A.D. 2 Fallschirmjäger squads and an Obersalarm squad. Barely any Volksgrenadiers. Definitely not your typical Oberkommand strategy, which typically just tend to be, you know, get out a lot of Volksgrenadiers and roll over the bastards. But here, Paul.A.D seems to like, you know, pulling on that elite element of the Oberkommand vessel strike at the Allies. Schwein. Kettling up, hits going to get hit there, Fallschirm coming out there. FD-42's blazing with hot death, but there you go. The Maxim, suppressing the Fallschirmjägers. Fallschirmjägers and Kevin, they need to fall back here. Other squad falling back, but with that anti-tank, we're going to have a hard time with the T-70. He's closing in on the Panther 4 model Yay though, which is definitely going to be heading there for Cheese Tonkatsu, even with a single field gun. He's going to need another one. Sturmpuny heading northwards, Graham Northern Victory Point. We got 470 to 446. Whoops. How about that? Got the T-70 commander there. Boris opening up. There we go. Getting too close to the folks, getting pants fastered here. Damaged engine. And his stash of baked potatoes ruined. My baked potatoes! Sick of that! These fascists, I'll never forgive them! You really care about your baked potatoes? You didn't even cry when they killed your wife. Well, my wife was annoying you. Baked potatoes. They make me happy. Comes from the body against the Fallschirmjäger bombardment here going off. East side, the opposite was the conscripts. Field coming up there for Cheese Tonkatsu. Here to hit the Fallschirmjägers. He's opening up the front of X. Teasing and finding where the Fallschirmjäger slowly depleting in health there, but they're holding the line for the fatherland. The FT-42 spewing out hot death, but the flamethrowers turns out their death is hotter, and they have to get out of there. Field bombarding here, Fallschirmjägers nearly dodged that one. Eventually 2 they gained, got 11 kills on them. They can shoot miss the T-70. 12 kills there. Can go for the Panther from Moldier now. He could, I suppose, also plan like something bigger, like a Panther, certainly with all the elite infantry. He could theoretically maybe get away with a Panther, actually. He could get away with it as long as he supports the Panther with the Fallschirmjägers and the Obersoldaten, which point I think he'd actually have like a force to go with. Nope. Paul does go here for the Panther from Moldier. Panzerkampfwagen 4 as von J, the last model of Panther 4s before the end of the war. It was a model, by the way, that was made to be much easier to produce and faster to produce than the previous models of Panther 4 with a lot of simplifications. Additionally, due to some shortages, for example, stuff like the generator in the turret had to be cut out. They initially acted model of Panther 4 with that, but it turns out people didn't like that, so they had to like give a better turret rotation. But the actual Panther model had a hand crank turret, which made turret rotation much slower, obviously. But they were again considerably cheaper to make and easier to make. So, little fun fact there. An additional fun note though is, despite all those things, they were still produced like at the minimum number because the Führer had decreed that they could only produce so many times, you know, like so many a month. Only a certain number could be made a month because he repeatedly tried to, like, you know, stop production entirely to like produce other things, but like they had to point on to repeatedly the date that they have no tanks, so he still ended up, like, you know, going for the halfway solution, which at least limit how many he can have built. So, little fun fact about the Panther von Moldier. It was very much the workhorse of the German Panzerwaffe, most produced tank, but not produced on the front of the that's just true. But certainly didn't quite get as much attention from historians, but also I think from the Führer himself. Anyways, Teasing Machine Forces, Teasing push that Sturmpionier, Max also being a problem there. Lines going from Paul.A.D trying to support here versus Tonkatsu. A great idea, particularly in a map like this. I think that is a very strong moment. Up north here, folks, with the conscripts, the Frontovics. Panther 4 they need some repairs, adding the pin on the squad here. More mines here from Tonkatsu. 2 thumbs up. Second Siscon on the way there. Still no doctrine, but we do have the mechanized armor company here. Could go for Garten Motive, for example, for the T-35. I think that could be a very strong move. Also, some Guardsmen I think wouldn't be half bad versus the Fallschirmjägers and the Obersoldaten. Our way again, lots of elite infantry. We got 2 Fallschirmjäger squads, and we got the Obersoldaten. Aufgepasst! Directly in the Panther 4 says gun punching straight for the 80mm of non-sloped armor. Constantly under fire from the Orbits on the Fallschirmjägers. We're trying to move up here a bit to flank them better. The explosions now to cover, so not there. Go, does go for it. The Fallschirmjägers getting into 2, got 7 kills now. Go routed as we get a full assault here from all the Fallschirmjägers backed up with the Obersoldaten. Quite a chance there for lone country squad there. So getting back the calf pawn there. Good disruptive play there by Tonkatsu. Panther 4 being fixed up. Still no sign of a doctrine here from Paul. Decent rolling head here. We got half HVC on that one. Only 1 kill though, which is quite lucky there for Paul. There, like him ready again. Shoots good hit on the T-Sun light tank, punching straight through the side armor, leaving the crew dazed. Another hit there. Back at reinforcing. Quiet there. Still nothing there out of there. I wonder what he's planning. Because it's not just going for T-34 76s or the H-35. So is he planning Garten Motor and the T-35? Yup. Garten Motor and got the T-35 on the way there. Panther rolling out. That would definitely make a Jagdpanzer or a Panther pretty good investment here for Paul.A.D. Lines it off. Map control wise, it's sort of split roughly evenly. Though there's an victory point here for Tonkatsu over Paul.A.D and Deutschland. Folks going to me up here. Folks on the fire from Maxim. Folks moving about here. Troops heading out there from the west. Could launch a flank attack here. Clear out some support, and of course the T-Sun remains a significant headache here for Paul.A.D. Folks in the center ground. Victory point taking out from the T-Sun and the Maxim. But there goes Soldier in the Fox with the Orbs holding up the conscripts here. heavy fire meeting the cost. They're being cut to ribbons out in the open. And there we go. We get Valiant Assaults. Well, the further boosting the infantry firepower there of his men. 2 thumbs up to Paul.A.D. Really giving them some extra punch here versus the conscripts, and certainly leaving Tonkatsu's forces in a much deplorable state here, as they certainly cannot match this. But there you go. Caught by the maximum. It's not going to be coming up there. T-55 tank from the north here. Disrupting Paul.A.D's assault here and putting an end to it, forcing retreat here. Actually, Kevin could go down here. That'd be a huge tactical win there for Tonkatsu, denying Paul.A.D's only anti-tank and possibly getting one for himself. Up here, unit wiped out. Oh, that's I think just for Kino crew, and we got the Yak Panzer on the way there for Paul.A.D. So it's going to match the T-55 with a tank destroyer. We got the conflict in the westwards alongside the T-70 spotting head there, just in case Paul might have had something hiding in the shadows. Yak Panzer loading away. Engineers ground mission point. We got the light infantry shots firing away. Panzer IV is good to go. Back here to reinforcing healing. We got 15 kills and we got 9 kills. And Tonkatsu can soon go for another T-34-85. That said, to gain the west, he's actually conceded the east more or less. So that means that even as like getting the western fuel point, he's going to just hand over the eastern one to Paul.A.D. then without much of a fight. He's bringing up the field guns. And we got the Yak Panzer almost done here for Paul. Coming up, shoots, and there go directly from the field gun of the Panther IV. But the Yak Panzer is ready with its high velocity 75mm gun, same as used on the Panther. Big push in the center of the fight with the orbs on the focus. You got the Panther rolling in here. Conscript there, high chance of getting wiped out here. Unless he gets very lucky, which he didn't. People are engaging. 85 gun there, firing off hot death. And there you go. Yak Panzer running. Good hit. Panther IV going in and what? The Kenneth not picked up. The Panther IV marked target, pushing forward. So that's going to go down to the field guns, I think, here, unless he gets very lucky. Which apparently he did. Wow. Nope. Nah, luck ran out. I was about to say he got lucky, but apparently was. Valiant against Sting Brown. There we got another Valiant assault here from Paul.A.D. 2 thumbs up. They need to spread out the infantry a bit. This is definitely asking for some trouble to happen. Like, you know, a stray hit from a field of bombardment or the T-55 that could actually cause some heavy losses. Obviously, he had a CoH2 out here. That could also really decimate Paul. So this is definitely risky by Paul.A.D. Definitely risky. That said, he's getting some good damage in here on Tonkatsu. Just tank through them, and the fights makers certainly benefit from this quite a bunch. Ground like Ken over this, I think he's going to get lost there to the T-55 and T-70 unless he gets it. Oh, he can pop a blend cab, I guess. Yak Panzer on this move there. But we had to clear out the field guns. Line the Yak Panzer far away. That's down to half health already. Fast moving red as well there. Got one of the field guns though. Got one of them. T-55 almost knocked out, but the Yak Panzer's going to sneak in another hit to finish it off there. He's going to try it. Almost got it. Need to get that Yak Panzer out there now. If he loses that on top of the Panther IV, I think Paul.A.D's going to be in a really bad place. I'm not talking Leningrad. Oh, got the T-70 though. But it's only abandoned. Still, not bad then. Not bad for Paul. Can't seem to hit it though, because he can't see where it is and he has to attack ground, which has less action in general. There you go. Got the T-70. Need to get the Yak Panzer out before lose it to the field gun, which again would make imagine Paul a bit sad. But there you go. Holds it away there. It's a safety. So some tense engagement here between Tonkatsu and Paul.A.D. Cheese may want to consider some guards rifleman, but there you go. T-35 on the way. Let's picks up the first T-35 with the 9 kills already. Yak Panzer needs some serious repairs. Got the leading from sitting out there. Worth noting now the focus was actually been upgraded with the Sturmgewehr 44. But I'm guessing just wants to spend munitions and ban assault and maybe down the road airborne assault, which makes sense, I guess. So finally around the center, they're hitting nothing. We got 333 versus 374. Tonkatsu with a small lead still over Paul.A.D. Caught with a Bandanax around the center. Yak Panzer's good to go. T-35 catching line for gun there, definitely a bit of stinging blow there, and he's moving up with more forces. Oh dear. He's going for the Schwerpanzer quarters, punishing Paul.A.D. folks turning into the west, but again, having the Schwerpanzer quarters in the east with basically just a large stack of wood. It's his primary line of defense, which is typically not what you want to defend your primary assets with, unless maybe you're like, you know, in Roman times, and even then you usually want some legionnaires to help defend it. and not just rely on the wood itself. As it turns out, large, inanimate wooden objects on their own don't make a great defense. Going over the field, we're going to utilising the elite infantry to the high fire alongside the down assault. Really good stuff there. 2 thumbs up here to Paul.A.D. Got one field and clear down, one to go down and get the Yak Punch win as well there. Oh, other T-Flip going for it. Forcing to disengage, forced to fall back as well with the other T-Flip are now being a problem there. Still, heavy fighting. Yak Panzer has been marked. T-Schwer Punch got in the rear here of the T-35. Yak Panzer is in a tight spot. Betty, oh, shot missed or bounced. That's it, outmaneuvered here. Oh my god. Can he get to safety? T-35 misses. Got 2 being forced alongside the field. Then Yak Panzer in deep Scheiße. But somehow the T-35 keeps missing. Gun is drunk. And the Yak Panzer narrowly escapes from the Schwerpanzer quarters is kaput. And the light infantry gun is about to get destroyed as well here by the Red Army. Stinging blow there to Paul.A.D. That said, he is still in the fight, but odds are grim. We got both T-35s with the heavy damage. If we can somehow catch one with the Yak Panzer, might be able to finish off here. Very close to eventually 2 ball, which will give him Schutzen, which is certainly not bad. Unless you're the soldier, in which case you don't want your opponent's force to get more armor. Stuff up with the Maxim. So in here, T-35 firing away there. Close to veterans you want on that one. Katyusha rocket launch here for Paul.A.D. to help Tonkatsu to blast through Paul.A.D.'s forces. The infantry advance continues. He could actually grab a field gun and salvage it. That's it. The big question now for Paul.A.D. is, does he try and go for another Schwerpunkt quarters, or does he go for the Mechanist and go for the King Tiger next? Both are options here. Meanwhile, there, T-35 there in need of repairs pretty badly. And there go Yak Panzer again. Virtually 2 of the Schutzen have been added. We got 329, so 340. No, that's right on the way there, so we'll have to see what it gets for soon. Cheese Tonkatsu could still benefit from more infantry. You could also, use the vehicle self-repair to speed up the process here. Keeps the T-35 on the field faster, which is important. Too much time spent doing nothing. There we go, pops it. 2 thumbs up the cheese. Oh, just thumb 1. I think 2 thumbs up might be 1 thumb too many there. As it is a simple ability, but it's at least making use of it. Okay, now from the way there. Mechanized regular, that means it is going to be a Königssieger here for Paul.A.D. and for Deutschland. He misses Yak Panzer, obviously need crucial repairs. Bunch of the Volkskommunists, the Fallschirmjägers, still no upgrades, again he's pushing munitions for Van Assault, but at this point I think he's also keeping them for the airborne assault here. It's like try and catch Tonkatsu's arm with some heavy Luftwaffe strikes. We got 22, then we got 30 kills. Smoke bombs in as well there. Nice. There we go. Got the Katyusha firing in. Going off the mark here, T-Flip moving in there, hitting a minor bit of strength to the camera. That's great there for Paul.A.D. The other T-Flip moving in, that's going to pretty mess there. The infantry's moved ahead and ignore the tank as they can't do much. Again, to go straight for the anti-tank guns. We've got air support going as well there. Nope, always calling in. It becomes much harder for Paul.A.D. to get, or Tonkatsu to get his armor out and to get his called in effectively behind them. Like part of the march, charging the Yak Panzer here. T-35 gets away, avoids the wrath of the Luftwaffe. That's big luck, but there you go. That T-35 there may not have as much luck. Really some intense engagement. Paul.A.D. is just going in hard. There you go. T-35 then knocked out by the Luftwaffe. The Stuka Kanon in the foreground ignites the munitions with his 30mm cannons. Got 320 with 331. Merging here with the field gun. Mine goes off there. Yak Panzer need repairs again. Troops heading out there once more. And again, I'm back. He's just going for the King Tiger. A bit more to go for that one. Doesn't help. He's actually lost access to the western fuel pump by having the car one hit there by Tonkatsu. 1 thumbs up to him, of course. Going for the field guns again. They can be mowed down by the Maxim. He needs to secure the fuel soon.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Half 8 of actually from those Fallschirmjägers. And we got another T-35 on the way for Tonkatsu and the 7th Mechanized Corps.
A sector has been cut off.
Maximum setting up. He could pop a blend cover if he wanted to. In this case, he just moves around, ignores them, forcing them to retreat, and then gets the wipe that way. That's how they're supposed to do. Might have been a unit getting old and then forgot about it. T-5 over there, halfway done. Finding in the centre. Got punch moving in.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Mine goes off there again under the feet of the fascists. Going back to the western fuel point there. Cut off specifically. Already got the fuel, but without any connection, it doesn't really matter much. And then got another T-5 out there for Tonkatsu. If you can just get up more than like 2 at the time, I think it's going to be a really strong position. But that's the thing. At the same time, he keeps just, you know, losing one here and there. Meaning he can't build critical mass, which means Paul is still in the match. But as soon as he hits critical mass with T-35s, the situation for Paul's going to quickly deteriorate. Almost got a conscript with again the 2 fights from squads, both actually 37-27. They're really starting to rack up some kills now. Really starting to rack up some absolutely impressive kills there.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Yep, Puzzle setting out, half to vets and D3. Ooh, misses, and the west we got Puzzle with the conscript, Bunhunt going off there. Hit from the Yak Puncher, they got the fields going up though, ready to smash that fascist tank destroyer. Rocket streaming through the skies. Slowly getting towards the King Tiger here, very slowly, but there's still so much to go for Paul.A.D. Got the Foxman, they're gaining medicine 4. 40 kills. I mean, they're really just tearing through here. Jeez, Tonkatsu. Yak Punch close to Vetchi 3, ground the northern point here. Heading east with the full Grenadier. 41 kills there, 27 the other. Still some time away from an additional tank. Sick, it's usually rocket launcher with 4 kills. Setting up with the Yak Punch up. Heading eastwards with it, there you go, good shot. Right through the side armor, very close to the feet. We got Van Assault again, 2 thumbs up, such a great ability, and so we looked. Almost got it, there we go. Steel and Piney's 5 shouting there to get sprint on it as well, by the way. Which most of the other versions, I think, other than have disabled by now. At least they move fast, I don't think they quite get sprint, but there you go. Almost got the T-5 for the Yak Punch close to the ace level. Saying out, they must shut machine. Again, just like the Van Assault, they just smelt stuff now. 44 kills. T-5 about to get knocked up, the T-5, the Yak Punch not getting all up, got the fucking up the cavalry, I kept running up here, got the T-5, the Yak Punch almost 23 here.
We are suffering vehicle losses.
Almost got another field gun nearby, needs cleared up, but no. Oh, Shizer, he's got Vetchi 3, he's got the ace level there. Oh, not ace level, Vetchi 3 at least. And there you go, Yak Punch goes down, a sting blood that's Paul.A.D, but not before he took out both T-35, so he's got soon calling the King Tiger. Meanwhile, Tonkatsu from away from armor of his own there. Good rocket strike that decimates the elite infantry of Paul.A.D. Forcing retreat and will force him to then consider like to still go for the King Tiger right away. But then sends in with an extra infantry support, reinforce the infantry, then significantly delay the King Tiger. Or we try and go for a middle ground, reinforce some of the infantry units, and then, you know, go for the King Tiger. There's a few options here for Paul.A.D. Meanwhile, Tonkatsu could still do with more infantry. Certainly also an advantage right now Paul.A.D has. He just has a lot more with the total of 6 infantry squads. That puts him at a bit of an edge there. It looks like he is going to go for the Königsliga first. 45 kills, my god. They're heroes, or war criminals, depending on where they end up. There we go, adding the pin map machine into the Königsliga.
Target vehicle marking available.
Maximum firing away there. Pushing there. But force retreating in. We got the console with the flame for alive. Quite impressive. Grab these some victory point. Oh dear, those Stone Pines need to retreat. That Stone Pine needs to retreat. That's just one guy. Definitely not plural. Getting near the Frontovix with its 8-hit gun machine, and then was getting a full up on the Conscript T. Definitely put some pressure on Cheese Tonkatsu. Of course, that's the 2 field guns, but you know, quite a catch. And more importantly, he still learns to deal with the lead unit supporting the King Tiger, which could definitely do some heavy harm there. And fun fact, fights him actually quite a few times, I believe, actually put together with King Tiger for all these very strong counter. Fun fact there. Fun fact. Typically, the fights him of course also ride along in the King Tigers. So yeah, little fun fact there. Bottoming up here, very close to the ace level there, 45 kills. They got Iron Crosses first class and a couple of Night Cruisers too. At this rate, they'll have run out of metals to give them. Quick, you have to come up with some metal. Well, how about most total badasses? Well, you know, that's what the Night Cross is for. Oh. Got the pointy, another T-foot on the way there for Cheese Tonkatsu. He may need an Nation Father as the CoH2, unless he believes the field guns can deal with it on their own. Our way. King Tiger at the ready. A few spare track links on the side of the turret. That was a common measure by a lot of tank crews to increase, well, sort of theoretically improvise more armor, though that was the big test of how effective it actually was. But most tank commanders would allow it because at least it made the crews feel like they're more safe, and you know, that matters a bunch too. Psychology does matter. But anyways, T-35 there for Cheese Tonkatsu. King Tiger holding back here. Engineers was the Sturmpionier. Coming up with the Koenigsdieger. Sturmpionier moving up.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
Engineers routed in the east, almost wiped out. Positive routed here in the west. Bit more quiet here between Paul.A.D and Cheese Tonkatsu. Imagine Cheese Tonkatsu. Oh, he's starting to feel, I think, a lot more limited. Again, the King Tiger's certainly been an issue there, particularly because it's well supported by the infantry, which really makes it a lot more formidable because the elite infantry, as you have noticed, can quickly just melt out any supporting infantry or supporting weapons, meaning there's less threats to the King Tiger that way. But right now, Paul.A.D is kind of thrown that to the wind by sending the King Tiger on his own. So there you go, got the Fox moving up there, 34 kills, halfway to his level. And the center of the conscript lining down a great hit there. 9 kills from the Koenigsdieger so far. Got in the T-35, he's hitting the gun, punching a very large hole into the T-35 there, concentrating for the center. East side, ground some fuel point there. Got actually 4 there, we've got 13 kills, we've even got a bit of savage going on there. My God, the big suspect potatoes were really big. Yeah, I think they had a bit too much. T-35 in the Obersoldaten. Now they're trying the way there for Paul.A.D. And we get a half ticket for Cheese Tonkatsu. Probably in response to their support, so he wants to prevent it from happening again. Plus, of course, it's fairly good versus infantry, though. Obviously, not very good versus a King Tiger. In fact, quite the opposite. John Pine's ready, but the T-5 the main gun, the machine gun, just blazing away hot death for the glory of the Rodina. Koenigsdieger here. There you go, another round of assault here. Paul.A.D urges his men onwards with a Deutschland über alles. Charging ahead here. Cheese Tonkatsu falling back at the sheer savagery of this attack. King Tiger well hit, got marked target on, still got the lead infantry, but he can do a lot of damage here, though, of course. He's close to the base of the machine gun bunker to cover up the field with something, and the infantry's dying in droves. They cannot match the firepower here of Paul.A.D's assault. And he's being pushed back into this base here. There is no stopping Deutschland. At least here. So hits the King Tiger from the Katyusha, doing some damage there. King Tiger, in fact, almost getting knocked out. He needs to engage fast. Almost got the T-5 out there with it. Infantry mapping on for the car pump to flank up behind the supportments here. And we can see here, full retreat from Cheese Tonkatsu. He's not even like going to hope his opponent like ignores them. He knows if he does, he's going to get murdered. Somehow, anyways. Aircraft are down here. Got eventually 3 in the Obersoldaten, 20 kills. We've got 50 kills. 50! King Tiger can hold back for repairs. Does he repair ponies? No, he's getting them. They're sensible. After going here for the infantry, dealing with them. We got 228 and 260, actually pretty close in terms of victory points still. There you go, troop reinforcing healing, King Tiger being repaired, got the Steel Empire going to assist here, the repair pioneers. There you go, fix up the Tiger 2. Another share Panther Quarter for Paul.A.D. Gonna authorize that one, I imagine. Finally, if he puts up more or less in the same place he lost the first one. Future barrels off here. We got 10 kills, Betty 2 here. Going for what you assume so still King Tiger can repair, teach him how to get cruise killed. That's actually a pretty good guess there. But in this case, not good enough. Something handled the sharp planted quarters. Heavy damage here from the first one with flak on it. Another ace level fighting mega squad here for Paul.A.D. and the first Panzer to be shown. Bob's got the cough on there. I guess he could go for more Oversoldaten. I guess there's might also be room enough for Panther for Jagdpanzer. Yup, just narrowly. 222 versus 248. Sorry about that.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
Koenigsegg advancing forwards. Propagandacast maximum here. Another Valiant assault. Another Deutschland as he pushes forwards. Chief Tonkatsu's rank shattered, shaken, disturbed. This one's got the attack flags from there. 52 kills. 52! That's a lot of killing. That's the stuff of movies. In this case, obviously, one where the potatoes the enemy, but the Russians literally eating babies. Going the western point, half taking westwards. Rockets firing away there. Half take down to half health. Club being hammered here by the King Tiger. Plus 52. Being slowly murdered out. Field bombarding here. Fully wiped there. Flamethrower team finally went down there. King Tiger was their end, their demise. Meanwhile, half team in westwards here. Full on overdrive. Rushing through the west side here, hoping to get a wipe down the treating Fulton squad there. That's it. I'm not entirely sure Chiefs and Cats manages to beat Paul.A.D at the moment, though. Like, his forces are increasing. He's got next to infantry. Armor-wise, he's got nothing. He's got one field gun left here. The King Tiger's almost virtually two. And of course, there's the measure of the issue with the very, very elite Fallschirmjägers.
Only 200 points remain. Double your efforts.
Now the T-35 for Chiefs and Cats and not an army. He fights, he believes. Or at least the commas of believes.
Supply sector under attack.
Car point there. Being hit, but they got the half of their tank through them with 4 50 cal machine guns shredding them. Grab these some points back here. But he really needs more infantry. I definitely feel like that's one of the things been holding back Chiefs and Cats is just a lack of infantry. Meanwhile, again, his opponent had a lot of elite infantry and certainly a lot of elite infantry. Certainly can't sleep on those Fallschirmjägers. 44 and 52. I mean, they've 2 squads have more or less put together an entire company to death now. You got company heroes and you got the guys who killed said company of heroes. Yeah, anyways. Grand Western point there. Literally rocket there screaming away with death here at Paul.A.D's lines. Got the Panther getting comes from the west. Orbison moving in. Field going to be setting out there.
The sector is at risk.
Then I'm seeing almost down there for the Panzerkampfwagen 4. Keep it rushing ahead. Shots fired at the Panzer 4 Molly almost got machine gun ready. King Tiger on the move once more. Very close to increased actually. You could also pop a spearhead mode, honestly. Really good there, but it tends to get overlooked a bit. We got 216 versus 170. Cheese Tonkatsu continues to believe in victory. And we got the pen from Paul.A.D joining in the King Tiger. There's going to be a problem there for Cheese Tonkatsu. In particular support again with a big infantry push for the Vanguard Assault. That could possibly just crush here, Cheese Tonkatsu. And there you go, anti-tank crew there, almost decimated entirely with the King Tiger. Destroyed entirely, not decimated, but not destroyed entirely. There you go. Now they're gone, exterminated, squashed, slaughtered. Adventure 2 on the King Tiger, Stream Pioneer there, halfway to the ace level themselves. Constantly trying to get out the field, and they're going to need a very far heavy attention from the jams. There you go. Exterminated if they get a single shot off. T-5 they're almost being knocked out as well there. Second field gun almost done. Constantly to the field gun again. Under jam salvation. 28 kills from the King Tiger. Field gun crew knocked out. T-5 knocked out. Now I think Cheese Tonkatsu is fairly getting there. Go GG, game over. A loss here for the Red Army. A victory for Deutschland. A victory, more than anything, for the Fallschirmjägers. I mean, in the end, he had a lot of kills, and the Fallschirmjägers stood for like, you know, over 1/3 of them. Really just highlighting just how powerful, well-handled Fallschirmjägers could be. Though again, I feel like in this regard, Cheese Tiger could have probably gone for maximum, least some Castman. But anyways, great fight here. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends, tell a family. But don't tell enemies. This is Impelling Cheers, and thank you for watching. Up till tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.